Hi there. I am a second year student at Cyril Potter College of Education, the Teachers Training Institution. I am here to do an assignment in partial fulfillment of the course Applied Skills for School and Society. I would like you to answer me honestly, okay? So you're going to share common behaviors of students at your school. You're also going to tell me how do teachers and those in authority respond to those behaviors.
I attend at Georgetown School in Region 4. Some behaviors that I do see at school with these children is that they like to play, they like to run about, they don't like to listen to teacher, they like to take children lunch, they like to take children money, and sometimes they like to fight. Yes, they like to fight. What else? They like to kick down the bin and sometimes throw papers in the classroom. Teachers sometimes will give them licks on their leg, but they will carry them to HM office. They'll carry them to HM office, let you talk to them. That's what the teachers do to those children who does do this stuff.
Some misbehavior cases students do are while the class is in session, students usually leave. They engage themselves in other activities like smoking of marijuana and consuming of alcohol. What the teachers usually do in cases like this is they take them to the police station for police officers to talk to them and give them a warning. Secondly, some students usually clone themselves in the classroom. Example of that, they talk while the teacher is talking, which interrupts other students. Teachers usually talk to the person, but there are some students who answer back and say things like, "You cannot tell me anything." In a case like this, the teacher takes the student to the head teacher office.
As a student of Region 4, there are some common behaviors among the students in my school. Some of these behaviors they are rude, they're loud, they're rowdy, they're disrespectful, and basically just annoying. How do teachers respond to these kind of behaviors? Well, sometimes they try to talk to them, and then if they get overly past their warning zone, they just impose some sort of punishment towards them. That's it.
Dear parent, please share what schools can do to maintain social control.
Okay, as a parent, school can do to maintain social control through various mechanisms. By means of social control, students are taught the boundaries of acceptable behaviors. For example, to have social control, we can have our activities that can help them, such as we do pep talk, play outdoor, or tell stories. So these activities can help the children to have a social control within the school. Thank you.
Now, as a parent, what do you think the school should do to maintain social control? Is to be more committed to their task. I mean, my view as a parent is that teachers are there for a certain period of time to ensure that these these social controls are maintained. For example, I would say like the children must feel attached to the school as an institution. They must have a sense of belonging. They must, feel accepted. And secondly, I still believe in the schools maintaining the community or society's values, the traditions. For example, in schools, back then, let's say like around in the 80s, positive comments were given to students or children who have done well, for example, in sports, in little whatever they were involved in. So that was a school tradition. I think that should still be maintained, giving them rewards, and also exercise what I would term as positive punishment. The children must understand, or they must know why they are being disciplined or punished. I say that we must always let the children know why they are being punished or why they are being disciplined. And in that aspect is because of the behavior, and as a result of exercising that positive punishment, we expect to have a change for the better of that individual. So they mustn't see this punishment or whatever we would have administered to them as something that they think of negative. They must see it as something that can help them to grow and to become better person. Those were the things that we experienced in those days, And finally, have the children involved in community activities, tours, sports, as I said, even religious activities. We can have these children, but by those, I think the school can help to maintain social control in an individual and as a school as a whole. Thank you.
As a social worker, what are some causes for deviant behavior in children, and what can be done in the school to help these children, and the types of support available beyond the school gate for deviants?
As a social worker or someone who is responsible for children's welfare, there are many things to which one can attribute the level of violence and deviancy in our schools. However, my view is that one must understand that children reflect adults' behavior. So I still feel my view is that the main cause of these deviant behaviors among children is the family institution. Because by that I mean, once the family is not grounded in values, there is loss of direction, because a broken family can result in poor socialization. For example, I can say that whilst growing up as a little boy in the community, we were taught morals, even in schools, because those days schools had this time for some moral talk where the head teacher would address the entire school, trying to curb the deviant behaviors among schools. And some of the these behaviors included like bullying, even truancy. And so these were addressed right away by the head teacher. Now, in these times, we do not see much of that even in the schools. We also live in a society where children, youths, had the greatest respect for parents, teachers, and elders in their communities. My view to that is that is lost. And so that is being replaced now by these violent behaviors. Bullyism, it's common among all levels of discipline in schools. I can also say that another cause, as I said earlier, is a lack of religious morality. Many parents do not really practice, these moral, religious traditions that we used to. And also with the rise of mass media, social media influences, a lot of children are now into it, that they prefer to be more engaged with these gadgets and devices, and they tend to believe what the social media is publishing. So how do we help a situation? Now, from my little interviews and interaction with the children, I would have discovered that lack of parental guidance it is there. Because, for example, many homes and families are like single parents, and we know that the family is the first institution teaching norms of social life. What do we do as a school, as persons like social workers? We just cannot lose sight of these children. We have to find some ways and means how we can help. Now, what I would suggest, or what I still want to see, that children are still being cared for. They are being spoken to kindly. The children also has to be respected. It is a two-way way of bringing up things. So what I want to see is that children are being loved. They are given love and the support that they need. I think when we do that in a more practical way, these deviant behaviors among children can be changed. We may not be able to curb all, but to some degree we can have an input, because at the end of the day we do not have anyone to blame but ourselves as adults. Thank you.